need to go in on this. We need to do this part. So it's like, I really thrive on a project. And so I have my fourplex that I'm renovating right now from afar. You are the golden goose, my friend. You are not the golden egg. You lay the golden egg. A lot of coffee. It's coffee. Have you had your coffee? I don't want to eliminate desire. There was a time in my life where I really thought eliminating desire would make me happy, but it turns out like that's just human. You can't do that. And I remember when I started doing like tantric yoga when I separated from my ex-husband, because I really wanted to tap into like what brought me pleasure, or who am I, right? Outside of this narrative that I was given that just didn't work for me. I'm building my empire. Work is always better when you don't need the money. But here's the crazy thing, is that I believe that humans are creators. We are artists in our way, whether your art is business or your art is macrame. Managing assets, there's no real like do nothing. There's a lot of do nothing, but there's a certain amount of effort and time and work that goes into managing assets, whether that's real estate portfolio, stock portfolios, markets change. Nobody really wants to sit idle. Like even if the idea of retiring when you're older, in your late 50s or 60s or even beyond, travel incentive or project or gardening, all kinds of things that people, quilting clubs. What else would people do? What else do people do in their retirement? Different communities, like get together and have parties, I don't know, event planning, committees, school, volunteering, stuff like that. The no mind thing with Buddhism that I just never could quite do is because there's always more. It doesn't matter what level you get to, you're always, why I think, when you hear of people winning the lottery, oftentimes they can't hold on to it. I would gladly take that money, but I've already thought about what I would do with it. And it's like, I would turn it into business. I would turn it into real estate. I would build a tiny house village and a farm community. I love my chat GPT, and we're always coming up with ideas, and TikTok for that reason. And yes, maybe some of it's bound in my childhood trauma, and I don't love to sit still. Into tantric yoga, and I was going to the retreats, and I was discovering myself and coming alive. Just all of these ideas would come in, and meditation is a big part of Tantra. The no mind thing, just okay. I think there are people who are satisfied in it. It doesn't work for me. There's many paths. I'm in my building phase right now. I'm pigeonholing myself into a tough corner. But I have 2 little kids who I love being present with and spending time with. Also believe in quiet wealth. I have a semi-viral video on my investment strategy and how I made like 50% in the market. A lot of people liked it and a lot of people didn't like it, and the editing was really bad. So one thing I do know is that I'm an entrepreneur. Every time I look at a job, a 9-to-5, I think, I can't go there and give you my time, because my time is best spent investing in my own future, investing in my kids' future, investing in having a great time. Renovating is Airbnb, managing property, doing and thinking about the next big thing. Because I got a quote for the appliances. He told me it was $1,000 less than Home Depot. I was talking with the local guy, and he was like, I can beat that price, and here's what it is. And then a few days later, he was like, hey, you remember how you paid for all that? Turns out I left off some appliances, and that's not the price. I'm gonna make it work. You know what? We're gonna always make it work. If I have to get on Facebook Marketplace and find a $300 stove, and then find a guy who'll go pick up the $300 stove and pay both of them to get a $300 stove, and maybe it's gonna cost me $400, well, so be it. I'm in Honolulu. My place is in Florida. This video. Follow. Okay, great. This is the cost of doing business somewhere else. Wealth manager, and he was like kind of disparaging on me living in one place and having my investment property somewhere else. But people do this, right? People have global portfolios. Global portfolios. You just have to develop the skill of managing from afar. It's doable. One Airbnb, Rob built, has multiple properties. Something I really want to develop is a tiny home community on a farm. I think that sounds so cool. I believe in real estate I would want to live in. So when you retire early is you're just like an idea machine. And I don't know, some days it's good. So I did get outside. I did my 4.5 miles walk/run. I'm trying to get back into running. So anyway, hot as Hades. If you're an entrepreneur or you're thinking about investing and you're interested in the stock market and in real estate, and someone developing their entrepreneurial life, then I'm a former trauma therapist and LCSW, owned a business with my ex-husband. He's in the process of buying me out, and I am acquiring a fourplex, which is my starting gate And then I want to go on and invest both in the market and in other real estate. We can go crazy together. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. You're going to love it.